Flooding in Jamaica caused massive headache for lots of people. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Jamaica underwent a lot of rainfall, with all parishes experiencing flooding, some more than others over the past weekend. On social media, we view some horror of houses flooded out, cars submerged, and streets looking like roaring rivers. The Jamaica Public Service said they were having a hard time restoring power to some communities, particularly in rural St. Andrew, which have been affected by landslides which are restricting access and slowing down restoration efforts. Some houses shows mud in flooded living rooms and bedrooms, where rivers that overflow their banks just made a path through people's houses. And this kind of flooding is caused by governments developing towns and communities, but have no inkling that when you build communities and roads, there have to be structures put in place for water to drain away from roads and buildings. But as long as the politicians are making money and people are eating food, that will always be a recurring thing when heavy rain falls or a storm hits the island. Meanwhile, one man has been arrested after narcotics detectives supported by the St. Catherine South Police seized cocaine valued at $68,000 or $10.2 million Jamaican on Friday. Charges 36-year-old Andrew Walcott, electrician of Clarkstown in Manchester and West Street Cottage Complex in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Walcott has been charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, trafficking cocaine, and possession of criminal property. Reports from the police are that a Nissan motorcar was intercepted during an operation and two rectangular parcels containing cocaine was found along with $10,000 in cash. The vehicle, cash, and drugs were seized and the driver taken into custody. The weight of the drugs is approximately 2 kilograms. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has commended the Jamaica Constabulary Force on capturing the person of interest who has been held in connection with the brazen murder of two schoolboys in Salt Spring in St. James. Holness has directed the security forces to spare no effort in apprehending the individuals and bringing them to justice. On Saturday, it was revealed that a person of interest in the November 6 triple murder was apprehended by the police. Another call is now being made for the Manchester police to be better resourced following the murder of a farmer in the parish on Friday morning. Duncan Keith Watson, 63-year-old, died at hospital while being treated for gunshot wounds he sustained as he tried to fend off robbers at his house in Maidstone in Manchester. Reports are that Mr. Watson, who had only recently returned from a brief visit overseas, was awakened by sounds at the back of his house around 1 o'clock Friday morning. Upon investigation, he realized thieves were trying to break in through a door. He tried bracing the door and was shot in the shoulder. Other occupants of the house were robbed of their cellular phones and other items as well. Mr. Watson was rushed to hospital where he died. Member of Parliament for Manchester North West, Michael Phillips, said the incident has shaken the quiet, close-knit farm community, and he repeated his call for more police personnel and vehicles for that parish. Mr. Watson is one of two men to be killed in the parish on Friday morning. The body of the other man, 52-year-old taxi operator Clean Hides, was found in his car in Heathfield District, Knockpatrick, with what appeared to be gunshot wounds as well. A man was stabbed to death and his ex-girlfriend and her spouse taken into custody following an incident along the Costa Drive in Ocherez in St. Anne on Sunday morning. The dead man has been identified as 31-year-old Romain Chin, a handyman from Main Street in Pineapple in Ocherez. The 27-year-old girlfriend and her spouse are both from Port Maria in St. Mary. She reportedly ended the relationship after she accused Chin of sexually assaulting her daughter. Chin was arrested in connection with this allegation, and it was reported that shortly after 1 a.m., the couple was along the Costa Drive when Chin visited the location. An argument developed between him and his ex-girlfriend, the police said. The new spouse, it is understood, allegedly intervened and a knife was used to stab Chin several times. He was taken by a passing motorist to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. Chin succumbed to his injuries about 6:35 a.m. while undergoing treatment, and following this the couple was picked up in Port Maria and taken into police custody. Meanwhile, one of 8 inmates who escaped during a jailbreak in June 19 at the Black River Police Station lockup in St. Elizabeth was fatally shot during a confrontation with the police in Downs in Manchester on Saturday morning. Residents named the deceased as Dean Simpson, a resident of Turner Top in St. Elizabeth. He was taken into custody for robbery with aggravation. Senior police sources said Simpson is also suspected to have been involved in several armed robberies and murders committed in Manchester in recent weeks. Residents of Downs said Simpson was a known troublemaker in that community. A police source said at about 1 a.m. there was a confrontation between Simpson and the police near a nightclub, which is said to have been held up by Simpson. Police responded and Simpson reportedly opened gunfire at the police. The gunfire was returned and he was hit. A firearm was seized. He was pronounced dead at hospital. Meanwhile, a 46-year-old laborer was shot and killed by unknown assailants in Claremont in St. Anne on Saturday night. The deceased is Damian Johnson, otherwise called Birdman, of Lindford District in Claremont. Reports are that about 9:30 p.m. residents heard explosions in the area and alerted the police. On their arrival, Johnson was seen with gunshot wounds. He was transported to hospital where he was pronounced dead. No motive has yet been established for this gun attack. And you can see that even during storm, flooding, and hurricane and everything that's going on, people still kill people just like a bird in Jamaica. Onto sports, Tokyo Olympics 400 meters finalist Christopher Taylor has been slapped with a ban of 2 years and 4 months. The sanction, which will be announced by the Athletics Integrity Unit shortly, comes as a result of his anti-doping rule violation of evading, refusing, or failing to submit to sample collection, and he was facing the possibility of a 4-year ban. The ban, which is retroactive to November of 2022, means that the 24-year-old Taylor will miss next summer's Olympics in Paris. Meanwhile, Jamaica Reggae Boys lost 2-1 to Canada in the first leg of their CONCACAF Nations League quarterfinals match at the National Stadium, which was held on Saturday afternoon. Canada's goal came from Jonathan David and Stephen Estaki, while Shamar Nicholson was Jamaica's scorer. David put Canada ahead a minute into first half stoppage time with a tap-in from a ball across the face-off goal by Kyle Larin, who was unmarked at the back post. Jamaica found the equalizer in the 58th minute, with Daniel Johnson playing a long pass from a free kick to Nicholson, who finished coolly but had to wait for a VAR check whether he was offside to get the goal approved. But Canada took the lead in the 85th minute when Estaki was on hand to finish a pass from the byline by Richie Laurier. Canada take a 2-1 lead to BMO Field in Toronto, where the second leg will be played tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. And there was no schoolboy games over the weekend due to rain and flooded fields. The Champions Cup, which comprised the top 4 from the DaCosta Cup and the top 4 from Manning Cup, was supposed to start on Saturday, but no game was played. Manning Cup, however, will resume on Wednesday and DaCosta Cup on Friday. And don't forget that the best Manning Cup and DaCosta Cup reports takes place on this here radio station. And if you ever missed the news on this station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News. Listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. And that's going to be news and sports on your favorite station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.